Jay.
Oh my. Here we go. Welcome to Curiosity Public Dutch.
Joel.
Dylan.
And welcome to yet another installment of our Ultimate Spirits competition, our quest to review every sipping spirit on the face of the planet and subject it to our 100-point scoring system. And in this episode, we got a limited edition Angel's Envy finished in Madeira casks.
Nice.
And yes, this will fit the bill of being able to be entered into the Ultimate Spirits competition because there's something like 4,000 bottles or something. Is that right?
3,000.
3,000 bottles. So we figured that's enough. It is not a single barrel product. It is a small batch Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey finished in Madeira casks. They've got a really nice kind of purplish motif going here. Kind of matches our background. Almost exactly the same.
Purple Rain.
It's like we planned that even. I mean, some of the best looking bottles on the market, I think, Angel's Envy. Even the regular bottle, but this one's got even more bling going on. The side has some info there about the casks, as you can see. And then the other side has some other literature on the bottle there, as you can see. It even comes with a nice little purple booklet. Did you guys get this because you like the Lakers and it just like you think of purple?
No, I went into the store and it caught my eye.
Yeah. It is pretty eye-catching.
Because it was Lakers purple.
Inside of the bottle, the booklet there. So this was, they say in 2015, the Henderson family visited the island of Madeira in search of extraordinary finishing barrels. Well, I imagine, Dylan, you got a little more info on that. This comes at us at 100 proof, 50% alcohol. Let's get cracked.
Cracked. All right. So,
time to blow.
Time to blow. Anyway, so this is a blend of a bunch of different bourbon finished in Madeira casks for about a year. You know, they said that extra time added, quote, deeper wood notes and extra layer of complexity. So we'll see that.
It's like all over the bottle.
So this was released on Father's Day with a limited number of 600 at the distillery. And I think 500 bottles were given as a lottery, and then the rest were distributed throughout the country. So I got very lucky. I just happened to go into a store, and it was right there. I kind of walked back and forth. Should I get it? Should I not? And then I said, okay, forget it. I'll just get it.
Price point on it?
I paid $2.25.
Oh, this is up there then. Okay, so that's like on par with their limited edition cask strength they release every year.
But I got a 5% off discount code, so
nice.
I used that. So it was like, it came out to around $2.20, whatever, with tax.
Did you say you were a YouTube star?
No.
Damn it. I'm on YouTube, guys. All right, guys, let's give it a second to open up. We're going to taste it. We're going to score it. Be back in a jiffy, as the kids say. Did the kids say that?
Jiffy Lube?
The kids like 50 years ago said that.
No one said that.
Okay, I could care less about Dutch's score. I'm curious about Jules' score.
Jewel.
Because he is the jewel of the show.
I think some people think his name is spelled Jewel. They don't know.
Now that would be good.
They don't know that it's short, though, for Julius.
Yeah, Julius.
Nobody knows that. That's a bit of trivia.
I thought it was short for jewelry.
Jewelry. Jewelry.
That smells amazing.
I need an extra time here.
You need an extra time?
This is weird.
It is.
It changed like 3 times.
Yes.
And I had this before. So
It's really weird.
Yeah, I'm having a really tough time for some
this
reason.
is a tough one.
I mean, only on the palate. The nose was actually really easy to score. All right, guys, we've had some time to taste. We've had some time to score. We're going to reveal our scores in a second, but first I want to let everybody know about our membership program here on YouTube called Curiosity Private. If you want to click that join button down below, you can become part of Curiosity Private, help support the channel, and get access to special videos like what we're going to release when we finish this video. We're going to actually do a head-to-head, what we call a taste-off, between this bottle and this bottle, which is a barrel pick of Angel's Envy, just to see how they compare. Big price difference, different finish involved, but around the same proof. So that'll be fun.
Big price difference, though.
Big price difference, yeah.
Big.
So again, if you guys want to become members, click that join button, help support the channel, get cool content like that. Also get early access to videos and things like that. So let's get into this and give our initial scores. Jules, why don't you tell everybody about our scoring criteria?
Oh, right.
5
We
seconds.
do have a 100-point grading system across 10 categories that include aroma, flavor, body, complexity, balance, finish, uniqueness, drinkability, aesthetics, and value. We do a flavor at 20 points, however, and aesthetics and value at 5 points each. You can medal in our competition with a score of 60 and above. So we go from bronze, silver to gold, and diamond.
All right, guys. Initial score time. Again, this could change. And in fact, I want to revisit this at the end and taste it again in the hopes that it's maybe opened up a little bit. But my initial score, 68.
Whoa.
68.
Really?
Exactly the same.
What?
Wow, I gave it a 73.
Oh, we're not that far off.
Yeah.
We're not that far off. Let's get into it, though, because this was an interesting... It was an interesting journey.
It changed.
Yeah,
It's
even though
weird.
I didn't love it, but let's start with the nose, which I actually really did love. I thought it was arguably the best part of this experience.
Yes.
It was very thin initially, but then it got much better as I kind of kept smelling it. Anyway, let's give our scores. I give it an 8.
I give it a 7.
I started at an 8 and I dropped it down to a 7.
Okay. I would have started at a 7 and I probably would have gone up to an 8. And that's kind of where my head was because my first sniff, I didn't get a lot of depth. And then as I kept smelling it, I said, okay, there's this layer of like caramel and oak underneath this very distinct grape that I was getting over it all.
Whoa.
So I enjoyed it. I mean, it's a nice nose. It was a little bit weird,
Yeah.
but I thought it was good. The flavors came through very clearly. Like you don't walk up to this and smell it and say, oh, there's nothing there. There's a lot here. It's just a little atypical maybe.
No, yeah, I give it a 7, and because the immediate aroma for me though was like caramelized banana, and I really focused on that. Then you had to tease it out to get some of like an oak leathery kind of component. But I mostly docked it because I wasn't getting. So there was an evolution, but it didn't feel like a lot. You know, it felt very muted evolution. So.
Don't anything to add?
Yeah, so I went from 8 to 7 after you guys were talking. I think I'm going to drop it down to a 6.
Really?
I am not enjoying this, even though I could tell that it was designed to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because I think the aroma that is primary here is sweetness.
Yeah.
But then
So-
there's no distinction. I couldn't get what you guys were getting. You guys were identifying things. First I got like the second time I nosed it, I got this huge like ethanol hit, and then I got nothing after that, and then I nosed it again, and I got a little bit of that sweetness, and I felt like maybe I was, my view on this was tainted by the beautiful bottle and the price and things like that, and I had to reassess. And if I didn't know anything about this,
Yeah.
I don't think I could have given this that high of a score.
I thought it was a very interesting nose. I think it's a very sweet nose. And the more I'm tasting this and smelling it, the more it's reminding me of the rye. The Angel's Envy finished rye. The nose is starting to smell more like that.
No,
and
dude, that was Christmas,
right,
man.
yeah,
This is
that's
I know,
why-
but there's a layer of it underneath this. It's got some other things built on top of it, but I'm getting that sweetness it's building actually as it's opening up. So anyway, let's keep moving, guys. We got a bunch of categories to get through here. Flavor, out of 20 points. I did not love this at all. 14.
Whoa. I give it a 16.
I gave it a 15.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't pick things out.
Right.
Is this a rye? There's a tannic sourness going
Right.
on.
Yes.
And nothing worked together.
You know what's weird? The tannic is right there,
Yeah.
and
It's in the
I
forefront,
think the
so you
Madeira
get it.
tries to hide it.
Yeah.
Right, and it's
But it's not.
like covering it, but there's a little leakage of that wood and the tannic. I might have to,
But it's not
bring it
off-putting.
down.
You guys thought it was off-putting?
thought it was
I mean,
off-putting.
it's
Well,
it's
I
in
have
the
to bring it
forefront.
down.
It wasn't that off-putting.
If I went into this expecting a rye,
Yeah.
I think I would have liked it more.
Yeah, I'm going down to 14.
It doesn't taste like a bourbon to me at
Yeah.
all.
It's weird.
It's like more like a finished rye. I don't know why it's the rye spice is really coming through.
That's true.
The sourness and that tannic thing just I don't know, man. It did not work for me.
It wasn't off pudding, but
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's better than average, right? There's more flavors in here than in bottom shelf swill.
yeah.
It's just that they weren't very pleasant the way they work together. But there's a lot going on. I have to admit that.
Yeah.
But let's keep moving, guys, to body. Mouthfeel was okay, not great. I give it a 6.
Yeah, I give it a 7.
I give it a 7. I give it a 7.
Yeah, moderate mouthfeel. I mean, it wasn't, you get enough oiliness. It wasn't that drying.
It's good, though.
It's good.
It's not average. It's good.
I think the tannic thing was just throwing me off. Like I get that tannic
But that's
drying, and it affected affected everything.
Okay.
And it really
There's a
affected
little
everything.
bit. It's very it's subtle. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Complexity. 7.
So this one I battled with, but I ended up at a 7.
I give it an 8.
I could see that.
I
Yeah,
give
I
it
can
an
see
8.
that too.
I can't deny that there's a lot of stuff that's happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
I started at a 6, then went up to 7, then went to 8. But the next category, I think I went the opposite. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I ended up actually doing the same thing. So I thought what I was experiencing was on the complexity side, but it's actually for the next category.
My problem with it though is that
They're there though.
there's stuff there, but the problem is that
tannic.
the tannic and the drying just it makes it so hard to get to it that it's just like that overpowers it. And yeah, that's more balance. I agree.
Yeah.
But it made it so that I couldn't figure
out
out how
anything.
complex it actually is because I couldn't get past the drying. So
fair.
I'm gonna leave my score as it is. Let's get to balance though. 6.
6. And now now that we're talking about, I'm tempted to go down.
I am too.
Yeah, I went from 8 to 7 to 6, and now it's at a 5.
You went to a 5?
It's weird. Like
it's really
as
weird.
I am tasting this, again, I've had this bottle for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, and my initial reaction, today's reaction, and then kind of scoring it and going through it. Wow, something is off. But
Right.
I'm wondering why I have it at 5. Why shouldn't I go down?
I'm actually going down, so I'm going down to a 4.
I went to a 5.
Because it is what is there is not balanced. Right? It's not
Well, but hang on though. It's not like there's a negative flavor that's overpowering all the others. It's just that the parts that are there don't align well.
which is not balanced though. That's why I'm like rethinking it's like cuz it doesn't align.
Right, but I think that in order to be truly underbalanced at a 4, it has to have something that's way off. I don't know. It's not.
Well, this is throwing me off because
You know what, Joel?
like the
You know what,
sour tannic that you're talking about, the dryingness, it's like it's not balanced.
Joel, you're right.
It's
I'm
underbalanced.
gonna go down to a 4. Yeah, I'm going down to a 4. I mean, man, my score really changed a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, something is
This
really
has evolution.
off, man.
yeah,
Could be our palates.
No,
I think
no.
so.
It's,
No, we're all having the exact same reaction to this.
yeah,
I think it's
weird.
Okay, guys, let's move on to finish. 7.
Yeah.
7. I give it a 7.
It's
the Madeira.
Yeah.
Arguably, the finish is better than the palate.
Right.
Agreed. Yeah.
Because the
It's like,
initial,
this is
initial
more
flavor
pleasant in my
profile
mouth. Yeah.
disappears.
Yeah.
So that
And there's a little bit of tannic left, but
Yeah.
it almost reads more as like an oaky finish, which
Yeah.
is kind of
More oak.
nice.
Yeah,
actually.
and it's nice,
So,
yeah.
Okay, guys, uniqueness. Because of everything, 8.
8. Yeah, I agree.
Wow.
I agree.
It is a very unique expression. I think that there are the people out there that maybe like the really drying wines that will love this thing. So I see its place, and I don't think of many other things that hold that place.
Yeah.
What did you give it?
I give it a 7. It's not that far. But I mean
Also, I'm also thinking Madeira finished bourbon. There's not a lot.
yeah.
We had a Madeira finished Scotch. I mean, I don't know of any other bourbons. I mean,
That
I'm
one
sure
was
there's something.
Is there a High
exceptional.
West one? Is there a High West one?
There might be a High West,
Yeah.
but we had the Springbank. Madeira.
Right, for Scotch.
Which again, comparing that to this, it's like,
Yeah, that one. Yeah, no, it's not
The
even the same.
flavor is just not. I mean,
I don't know.
it's
I still
unique,
think
but
the
it's-
flavors are pretty unique. Again, I don't like the way it worked. It didn't work for me,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I do think the expression is unique and the color. You know, it
Yeah.
bleeds over a little bit with aesthetics. I think.
I think I'm still staying.
Okay, guys, drinkability. I'll have to drop this. I had a 7, and as I'm sitting here, I don't really want to drink it again. I'm giving it a 6.
I know. I was thinking the same thing because I give it a 7 as well, but I think I'm going to drop it to 6.
I think I gave it a 7, and I'm gonna drop it down to a 5.
I see that too. I mean,
Yeah,
the thing is, it's
I'm leaving this bottle here.
it's all. Yeah, Well, it's almost like you do want to come back to this.
Yeah,
right?
I do want to come back to it.
I think if
That's
there was
why,
a whiskey connoisseur who visits, and like this is one of those things that you pull out. You say you want to taste like what one company tried to do.
But you see, that's
Madeira
why I
Cask
give it the points for
finish.
uniqueness. That's why I think you might
I
even
agree.
come up for uniqueness.
That's why it gets 8. Yeah,
it really is unique. I can't point to in many things on the shelf that have a Madeira
Yeah,
finish.
I wouldn't shy away from drinking it again if somebody said, "Hey, can we drink some of this?" I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, I'll join
not-
you."
yeah,
It's not terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's I wouldn't reach for it very often, but there is that circumstance where I would. And if I
The review, it's not terrible.
I wouldn't reach for it often.
I would never drink this.
That's the conclusion.
But if somebody came over and wanted to drink it, then I might have some. Glowing review.
Emphasis on might.
But we do, I mean, this is the thing, I do love regular Angel's Envy.
Yeah.
I feel
Yes.
a little bit bad about
Yeah.
this, but I should.
That's why I'm excited to do the comparison.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
All right, guys, moving on to aesthetics. One of the stronger categories for me. Easy 4.
I give it a 5.
I give it a 3.
What?
I love this bottle.
Just like
at the
it's
wings.
just
Look at the
purple.
gold.
No, but look.
But here's the regular bottle, dude.
Yeah,
Let's
I
just
know.
show the
I
regular
know what
bottle
the
for
regular
comparison
bottle
here.
is. It's the same thing.
No,
dude.
it's
I mean,
not,
you just
dude.
put
Look
the
at that.
wings up front.
Oh, come on.
No,
It's got the
get
bling.
the private. Get the
The
private.
wings up
the
front.
private.
Put those up over there, both of them side by side so people can see. I think it looks great. I think
the private,
actually
get
it
the
looks
private.
better now that I see it. And even the rum finish is.
Rum punch.
I think it stands out from the back.
Yeah.
It's a little bit classier. It's got the purple. I really do.
Definitely caught my eye.
I see the 5, but I
3.
think I'm gonna stick with my 4
Sticking with my 3.
because I think the rye finish looks a little bit better.
No, can I argue about
the rye, exactly.
I bet you-
rye stands out. I wouldn't have been able to see this one.
No, I'll bet you if somebody came to your house and they knew something about Angel's Envy and stuff.
But that's the thing, you have to know about it. That's why I am not going to go to a 5. Because if I didn't know anything
You guys
about
are killing my score.
if I didn't know anything about whiskey and I saw this on the shelf, I'd be like, oh, there's
I'll bring it down to
double check
4.
my
I'll bring it
math.
down to 4.
okay. Final category, guys. Value. I might go to a 0, but I'm going to give it a 1.
I give it a 1.
I gave it a 2.
For what you're getting, I understand it. This aged for a year in this unique cask.
It's much more unique than
But the-
say.
What did you give it?
1 for value.
The reason I'm not going to go.
No, I'm going back to Angel. I mean, this is not even worth the experience at the price point, guys.
Well, I
you paid
understand,
$250 for funk.
Okay, but here, let me just make a weird argument. I want to get something with a Madeira finish.
Because there's nothing else out there except
And the only
Scotch
other thing
that
we have on our shelf, I think, is the Springbank, which is
That's
more.
the reason
even
why I
more.
gave it that score.
But that I really
1.
like drinking. This I didn't like drinking, so
1.
value's 1. I agree.
I'm really close to going down to 1, but I'm gonna remain as a market correction.
Whoa, what's happening here?
As Jules
It's not a
says.
market. This is just a Jules correction. That I'm the market.
Jules. I thought your name was Jewel.
All right, guys. I got to recalculate my score before we get our final scores.
Yeah, I had to double check.
Okay, guys. Final official scores. I ended up at a 66.
65.
I can't believe this. I dropped it down to 65 because you guys.
Wow.
No, but actually, you're right.
So you went from
Like it evolved.
73 to 65.
Yeah, it really evolved to something that was not as great.
Gives us our official score for the official Curiosity Public Ultimate Spirits Competition score for Angel's Envy Madeira Cask Finish Special Release from 2021. A 65. It is a bronze.
That's respectable.
Not for
Bronze?
a $250
But
bourbon.
not for that price.
Not for a $250 bourbon. I'm sorry. This
Hard pass, guys.
I'm sorry.
Hard
It keeps
pass.
changing. Can I get that bottle for a second? Just,
I don't think that's gonna help.
I just wanted to make sure.
You gonna check the nose?
Yeah.
Look at
I mean, the nose.
bubbles.
It's different.
It continues to smell more and more
That's
like the
why
rye.
we got to revisit this like in 2 months, see what happens.
It's been open for 2 months.
Oh, this has already been open for 2 months?
Yeah.
No, it's not getting better. It's not getting
Let's
better.
wait a year then.
All right, guys. Well, this has been an interesting review. We are now going to do a quick comparison to this Angel's Envy with
Taste off!
with one of our patented taste-offs. That's for members only. Again, click that join button down below if you'd like to become a member and see some of that exclusive content. Jules?
Tell us what you guys think in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up if you like this episode, or a thumbs down. Just let us know how you feel. Subscribe, like Dutch mentioned, for more videos from Curiosity Public. There's Curiosity Private, which is our membership program. Helps our channel out. You can also help us out by buying t-shirts. We do have a link in the description. And check out our podcast on all the major podcast platforms out there. As always, stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay curious.
Wait. You guys have to pour more. It's different. It's different again.
We got to pour more for the taste off.
It's different again.
All right, re-pour.
Get the glasses. Let's try to do this.
After I shook it.
No, we